Okay, time drive.
Hi everyone, fun with technology. I'm Karen Wehner. I'm an archaeologist with a PhD in anthropology and 15 years of experience in higher education and 3 tween kids at home. I founded Thundersnow Media in 2011, and we're a quite small and relatively virtual group of people who are yet very dedicated. We've got game designers and developers, researchers, writers, teachers, and artists who come from some of the top youth digital products and institutions. So I founded Thundersnow to address 2 concerns of mine as a parent and as an anthropologist. The first is that even though we know games can be a great way for kids to learn, too many educational games are just not fun enough for kids to want to play them on their own time. And I see this as a real huge lost opportunity in the home consumer market. And second, with a growing focus on standardized tests and STEM-based learning in schools, world history and culture studies are getting squeezed just when we really need them most. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for STEM, and I'm all for knowing where our students stack up on world achievement scales, but I think we must foster historic and culture literacy and respect for different ways of thinking if our children are going to compete in the increasingly complex global society they're going to inherit. So our solution is the Time Tribe. It's a time travel adventure game series created for kids 8 to 13. It's based on real history and archaeology, but funneled through an epic mystery story that players shape through the choices they make as they embark on a journey with 4 main characters to a new corner of human history with each episode. Players rotate between these characters, and they have to make really tough decisions in culture clash type scenarios. With our integrated charity portal, players can donate their game currency to programs that make current, real-world impact on the conflicts that they're encountering in the game world. We feel our biggest advantage is our focus on story. I mean, stories are the most intuitive and ancient form of learning, really. Facts may be easily understood, but the emotions that come from experiencing facts within the context of a story is really remarkable in a way that no pile of facts ever could be. Stories take us to places we've never been before, and they give us a window into other people's lives. In short, they're not just a great way to learn, they're a unique path to empathy. So we know from successful story-driven franchises that kids love to play across platforms, and we're building that in right from the start with Time Tribe. So in addition to the main storyline played online and on iPad, our story unfolds through comics, through short story series, and in optional real-world print packets with bonus story content and gameplay clues. And we have real-world collectibles such as the Time Key, which is used to time travel in the game. We've got strategic partnerships with 2 nonprofits that really serve a dual purpose. I mean, first, they're the beneficiaries of our charity portal, but equally important, they're a channel for growing our distribution opportunities organically by focusing on cultivating relationships with prime candidates for a game like this. World Leadership Foundation is a cultural exchange and service program that works in 17 developing countries, focuses on bridging the digital divide, and the Keystone Initiative is a sustainable mobile tablet learning program. The Harry Potter Alliance has a deeply engaged fan base of hundreds and thousands of young people who are motivated by the heroic actions of the characters in the Harry Potter series to take civic action in the real world. So the games industry is moving rapidly towards freemium online and mobile. We're doing the same. We're using a combined free and paid content approach, which is to generate trial and buzz, but also reward investment in our game with a deeper story experience and more gameplay options. In terms of retention, we've got tiers of content that are released on a staggered basis. It's to maintain multiple levels of engagement and to keep players playing for the long term. So we launched our beta in late February, and entirely on word of mouth with no paid advertising, we've already established a really stable and quite passionate user base. They are clamoring for the next episode already. And so based on this early success in that respect, we know we need to ramp up fast. We don't want to lose momentum. We want to get going producing the next 12 episodes of content, which we already have planned. So we've been funded so far by Kickstarter and through Founders Capital, and now we really need more resources to deliver new content to this hungry audience, and to grow our user base. if they're like my kids, they won't be hungry when it's dinner time if we wait too long. So along with investment, we're really open to more strategic partnerships that would enable us to ramp up our production capabilities and to extend our marketing and communications reach. So please get in touch and join us on the ground floor of this. We think it's really something special we've created. We're excited about it, and we'd love to have you along for the ride. Thanks.
Okay, Assad?
Is it it's a single player game?
It is a single player game.
Is there any communication with other people playing?
There is. It's not real-time communication. It's really a hybrid model of a point-and-click adventure-style game and some elements of virtual world, but it is single player. The main way in which you play the game is you make choices that branch in different ways in the story. However, there is a whole layer of more casual activity which does include a player community, and you have a space in the persistent game area where you can collect artifacts and display them, and customize and snap photos, and invite friends in the game to visit, and so on and so forth. There are leaderboards on mini games, so yes.
Okay, right there in the middle.
How does the charity portal work, and what?
Yeah, well, in the panoply of casual activities, there's an in-game store that you can go and visit, and you can spend your game currency on various items, virtual items, power-ups for your characters, and one category of items is a charity donation, and they're in different denominations, so it's completely seamless. The child doesn't have to go ask for a credit card to do it. It's all part of it. It's one of the gameplay disciplines that's open to them.
Over there?
Oh, I just want to know what the target audience was.
Well, interesting, we created it for tweens, 8 to 13-year-olds, and we did a lot of testing with that age group, and it was very positive. They loved it great. And out of the beta, we sort of discovered a bonus, passionate audience of older teens, even college students who are really keen about it.
Karen, could you tell me a little bit about the competitive landscape and anything about monitoring?
About the
monitoring,
as in COPPA type monitoring?
Yep.
Okay. Sure. Well, as far as the competitive landscape, we really think of our competitors quite broadly here. It's not just video games. I mean, there's certainly a child who might like a virtual world such as Secret Builders, which has a little bit of educational content. There's no driving story tied together, but the little quests tend to have an educational component. So it's the player of that sort of game. Skylanders, this great cross-platform game that is storming the charts. They've got books, they've got little figures that actually do interact with the online world. Certainly see that. We see book series, frankly. The real goal here is to gather a fan community around this story, and there are different activities that are enjoyed in this. They're online, they're in books, they're in the real world. And obviously there's the traditional point-and-click adventure games. There's not a whole lot for kids right now, but the classic examples from Telltale Games, Wallace and Gromit, and Tales of Monkey Island. And as for the monitoring, we don't really have any sort of live interaction between community members, so you must know the username of a friend in the real world to friend them in the game. That's the first thing. And we do plan on putting together more of an interactive user forum, but we're actually waiting to make sure we understand all the latest COPPA changes before we do that. But even still, that will be fully moderated, not live chat. It will be questions and comments that are moderated and posted.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks.